Hey, it's Mike with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and it is Wednesday. It's May 16th. This will be our chart lesson for the day. And my internet has been down for the last hour or so. I put this off a little bit today. I wish I'd have gone ahead and done it and got it uploaded. I'm going to go ahead and do the lesson, but I'm not 100% sure I'll be able to upload it. Whenever I can upload it, I will. I continue to have some internet issues around here. Um, Luckily, it hasn't really affected my trading lately, but I've had a couple mornings where I missed the first hour or so of trading, and then I've had this is the first time I've had an issue in the afternoon, but it went down this afternoon, and hopefully they'll be through doing whatever they're doing around here on these upgrades soon because it's getting a little bit frustrating, and it's a little bit worrisome when you trade. When you're trading and you can't get to your you're worried about your internet going down. So I think I talked about this before, but always keep your the phone number to the trading desk and your account number handy, and that way if it does go down, you can just call real quick and flatten any of your trades or whatever. So that's really about all you can do. And as I said before, I would just recommend if your internet goes down in the middle of a trade that you not don't take any chances. Just call and flatten it. You might save yourself some money. You might cost yourself a little money, but you won't have to worry about something crazy happening to you because without those orders in there, I mean, if we suddenly had a big move against you, you'd be in trouble. So anyway, I'm going to go through this pretty quickly because I don't even know if I'm going to get it uploaded tonight or not. But anyway, we'll go through the trades real quickly, and you'll get to see it whenever. It may be tomorrow before I can get to upload it, but regardless, it'll be there. So when I came in, we were in a really tight range here, and we were just kind of working up and down. You can see the majority of the price actions within these highs and lows, but we were working in and out of them. It wasn't real consistent, and we actually had a failed break higher here real early. This was long before I came in, and then you got a first entry, and then you actually push down. Then you got a second entry long here that failed, and just go short right there. And this is a failed second entry long. It's a breakout pullback short. This one was tempting here. There's a second entry. Of course, that's before 7 though. So if you were in here, that would be tempting right there. I wouldn't have a problem with that one. And usually by 6:30 you can trade relatively safely. So of course I didn't mark it because it was before 7 o'clock though. But that would have been the better entry. This is a lower high off of that, but it's also like you can see where most of the resistance was, and we'd already pushed through once, so we pushed through again and got probably a little trap there. I'm pretty sure they probably trapped some people. You wouldn't want to go long there because there's two dojis in a row. This one's not quite a doji, but that's very neutral. Then you get this bar. So you got 3 bars, a minimum of one of them's a doji. And so that's a little breakout there. And it's a little breakout pullback from this low. So I like that one. And then, of course, you get a little double bottom down here. And you're a little bit away from the EMA. These are those failed breaks where a lot of times you catch a major low for the day, or out the top, it's a major high for the day. As you see here, this would have been a nice, interesting high here. But this is an interesting low, and if you catch this, you catch the low of the day. You don't know that it's going to be a trend day yet, and this still had a range type feel to it. Notice that we were going sideways, we moved up, we go sideways, we move up, we go sideways. And you can see the measured, there was the range for most of the morning, and then we shot up around 10 something, and if you just looked for so you could look for a measured move there, and you can see that's about where we got to the rest of the day. We pushed outside that a little bit, and then we just went sideways again. So that's kind of been the MO lately. There's definitely a 2-tier channel working up here, but this is definitely a trading range right here, and this is definitely a trading range up here. So you got to look at this both ways. It helps to look at it both ways, because if you're just playing this as a trend, then you may be in trouble here. And if you're playing this as a trend, you might be in trouble. So you got to be able to see both. You got to be able to see the big picture, and hopefully you can see how we're going sideways. And then there's a a move up, and then we just go sideways again. And that's kind of been the common MO lately, so just be aware of that. But anyway, we started higher. You get a failed second entry short right here, but we're way away from the EMA, and there is a short-term trend line there. I don't have it on there. You can see that. And we get a little close outside of it, and we move to a new high, and we pull back, and we get that failed second entry long, but it's right into those highs. I'm not crazy about it. When it comes back to the EMA again, I like entering right there. And you can see, if you drew this trend line off the top and kind of drug it down, and you could have actually had it drawn right here originally. Still works right there, and that's right off the closes. But I ended up adjusting it a little bit. And it still works out the same either way, really. But I like entering there. It's two tries from this low to try to go lower, so it's still very similar to a failed second entry short, even though technically that's not a new low. So I like entering there. It's not a perfect signal bar, but it's mostly bullish. And then of course we get another little pullback here, but it's right into those highs, and we've tried to go higher several times there, so I don't like entering that one. And then of course we turn down. And you get a failed second entry short right here, but you got this, and you do have this trend line, and it is off that trend line, but you had a big overshoot right here, and we've been trending up since 8 o'clock, so there's still, even though we've had a close outside a new high, you got to be careful going short right there. It's definitely a reversal pattern, but that overshoot right there is a big concern because we came right off the trend line, so there's a chance we're going to get an equal break out the other side. And then you get a failed second entry short, and so I like going long there. And by that time, my phone is just ringing off the hook. I apologize. I can't get anything done today, it seems like. But you get a failed second entry short, so go long right there. We're going to probably at least test this high because you do have a trend line working up through there. You can see it. That's the first close outside. And we may go higher. There may be you can kind of see this looks like it may be a spike in channel. It turns out it's a two-tiered channel in the end, but you can see we're starting to get some lows across here. But, with this overshoot here, it's still not real clear that this is a two-tiered channel yet. So, but you can see the makings of something going on here. There's probably a bigger pattern at that point. So failed second entry short with a bullish bar. I like going long there. And of course we turn right back down at those highs. You get a lower high here, but that's mostly sideways. So wait on your reversal pattern, which comes here, and that confirms that trend line. That's where you want to get short. That's a good spot. There's some support across here, and there's a little breakout pullback, and that is off the trend line, and it's a relatively bearish bar, so that's going to be tempting. But look at that. Look at those two neutral bars. There's 3 bars in a row. Those are very neutral, and you would have got trapped there. And you see it comes up, and then it gives you a chance to go short right here off this little double top and a couple of little tries to go out and a big bearish bar. So I like that one because we're probably headed back down. At that point, you're probably thinking this low right here. And but I would have had this drawn and drug down here for sure. And of course, when it bounces right there, both of those, I like going long there, especially after this trend line is played out. You got the break. Move to a new low. You're a little bit away from the EMA. You got support here. You got support on a possible trend line here. A nice bullish bar. It actually went lower, turns, and didn't quite break out the other side. Just put your buy stop there. You get a higher low here. It's more bullish than it is neutral, but it's not a great setup. But it's a higher low, and it's closing above the EMA, and it's right off that trend line. And so we're probably going at least back up to here. So I like that one because you're probably not going to want to try to enter up here if you get another chance on a failed second entry short. So you pretty much have to take that one if you want to try to get long here. This was obviously the better trade. This one is real close to being green. But it actually traded lower and turned and went out the other side too. So, and it's right off that trend line, and it closed, even though it didn't close on its high, it still closed above that trend line. So I like that entry. It's just a little bit aggressive because it's not a perfect setup. You actually try to go lower here. If it would have broke lower and turned up, I still wouldn't have liked it because it's right into those highs. And this is looking like a range now. Look how flat the EMA is. Look how we're swinging below it. We're above it. We're below it. We're above it. We're below it. We're above it. And so that's a flat sideways range trading. And we end up shooting right through it, but that's kind of what's happened lately. You go sideways and you shoot up, or you shoot down and then you go sideways again, and you use these measured moves. They've been more accurate than anything because it is range type price action, even though there's still an upward trend here from the get-go this morning, or that it's still an upward trend. So then we come up where we get our first close outside, and you get two legs back, and that's the second entry. I went back and forth about this one, but it's also sideways, and it's that little break lower. So we're probably going to push up, and we're probably going for a measured move. And if this channel is correct, we still got a long way to go. And of course, it runs straight up to it and turns down. And I didn't feel comfortable shorting this, even though we had this measured move up, we didn't quite have enough information yet to say that, hey, we're going sideways again. And we do end up going sideways, but we get in a much tighter. We don't really come back to this, the previous resistance until much later. You almost always will come back and test those breakout areas. And you see we did, but it didn't happen until much later. So at this point, this is really everything. There's a failed second entry long there, and you might be interested in that one, but you can see we got a little bit of a trend coming down, and that's the first close outside. So we're probably going to at least push down to, but it's right into that EMA. If you got enough room there, maybe. And it could be going to the other side. I mean, you could argue for that one to be green, or but I just think you're better off to wait that late in the day. I'll go ahead and mark it green. Okay, I've had so many interruptions. I can't even remember where we left off. I think we left off here. And then, of course, we bounce here. You make a little break lower, then a higher low, and then a failed second entry short. If you got enough room to get out here, I'm okay going long there. This is late in the day, and there's a little bit of sideways. I mean, both of those bars are relatively bullish. This one's the one that ends up more sideways, but it breaks higher and kind of backs up. So you would have gone long above these two. And you really need to have enough room, so you might let it break high and use a limit order. And you could have got filled a couple of ticks back into these bars here and given you enough room. So you might have considered that one. But anyway, I'm not going to hang around. I want to get out of here, and I'm not going to be able to upload this, it doesn't look like, because as I'm doing this, I still don't have any internet. So I'll upload it when I can, and it'll be there. And I apologize for all the interruptions too, but it's just been one of those days. You probably may not notice it on that end other than hearing my phone ringing in the background. So, but anyway, we'll be back again to do it tomorrow, Thursday. Hopefully no issues tomorrow, and we'll wrap up our week. But I'm done for today. This is Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and we'll see you next time.